What's going on, guys, and welcome back. We're just going to cut right to the chase. Loki is probably my new favorite card. I mean, guys, over the last 10, 15 hours of playtesting here on day one, the amount of, chaotic, just fun, and honestly just dominating matches, working my way up to infinite rank, has been a absolute rush of dopamine, and Loki is exactly my playstyle and what I love in Marvel Snap. It's not even that I think he's, the best card in the game or that he's absolutely busted, although I think his power is really good for what he does. He just highlights a playstyle and a deck that I already love, and it's everything that I was just obsessed with Rocks and Hawks and the random chaos that was like Agent Coulson, Nick Fury, keeping your opponent on their toes. All the games I've had have just been a blast. Whether it was a match like this where I got my collector nearly to 40 power only to just lose him, and then to win again with a brand new collector that I boosted up, or this game where I took a discard deck, I stole their perfect combos with swarms, and I was able to make an army and also build up a huge collector. Or hell, this TVA game. This location obviously on purpose was made for Loki, and just being able to have a 16 power collector, which at this point you can see the common theme. We'll get to that in just a moment. Just pure power and chaos in just 4 turns just makes Loki so addicting to play. Now, today's deck, we're going to walk you through the exact build and flexible cards that you need to build your own Loki deck that absolutely slaps, which cards are essential, and then what combos you want to aim for to get the best play with Loki. So to start out, guys, I'm going to teach you everything that I know about this card after playing way too much of him in Marvel Snap in a one-day sitting. From what cards are going to synergize with him best, what counters him, and then, of course, the little tips to maximize Loki, like when to play him and things to look out for. Now, Loki is a 3-cost, 5-power card, which gives you extreme flexibility on when you want to play him, and honestly, there's really not a bad time to draw him because of the decks that we'll be creating today. Now, as his ability reads, of course, he's going to replace all of the cards in your hand, replacing one for one all the cards that you have. The best part is his on reveal ability is able to be activated several times, whether that's through Beast or something like Camartage, which is going to in turn replace one for one, yet again, re-roll those cards that you took from the opponent's deck, and they can be different every time. Maybe you didn't like what you got the first time, or you want to boost up some other cards that he's going to synergize with. Now, the only things to truly master with him after playing him, and the things I got a little bit better at, is 2 things. Number 1 is when to play him, the best time to be playing your Loki, when to get your hand to the fullest, and to see what you got from your deck. And so maybe the other draws are going to be important, and you want to play him down soon so you can have access to those. Maybe you're waiting for Quinjet, whatever that might be. When you play him is vital on how you play Loki. And then on top of that, probably the biggest thing I ran into is this guy allows you to fill all the locations pretty easily, or at least it gets kind of chaotic, right? So Crimson Cosmos is terrible for him, but looking out for locations, the location variants, lockdown decks, and then most importantly, not screwing yourself by filling up a lane too early. You want to allow it time to cook to give Loki some big time plays later on turns 5 and 6, which is why we'll go into some of our next tips here in a moment. Now, talking about the cards that he synergizes with, or the lovers of Loki, as I like to call it. First and foremost, guys, the collector. Now, guys, I'm going to try not to exaggerate whatsoever. This is the most crazy S-tier, hyper jump, super boosted we've ever seen a card go with one card being released. The collector becomes S-tier with Loki. There's no point not to have him in your Loki decks, because this guy gets to 40 power, 20 power. He can be boosted up late so they can't Shang-Chi him. The only way to deal with him is maybe a Ghost and then a Shadow King. He's extremely hard to mess with, and I just love him. Even if you draw him late, you can go ahead and boost him up late as well because of all the cards that synergize in the deck. Obviously, Quinjet here is going to allow us to play these Loki cards even more discounted, and so extremely advantageous for different combos that you're trying to pull off that your enemy deck has in it. The newly buffed Snow Guard was obviously released on purpose here because it's just built with synergy with Loki. Getting 2 cards for 1 power is correct. Having the ability to shut down Limbo is crazy. Or if you just need to reactivate a location, maybe shut one down, or, get rid of Crimson Cosmos so you can play your cards on the location, or you can play her early and get the swaps with Loki, build up Devil Dinosaur. Now, if you don't have her, guys, you're not screwed, but having Snow Guard makes it a lot more consistent, better against more decks out there. Guys, the best decks at the moment don't even have Snow Guard in them, at least as far as win rate goes, but that's also due to her lack of popularity. Snow Guard is replaceable, but once you get her in the Spotlight caches, absolutely plug her in. It can be a bit kind of weird on how you operate the card. The Hawk is insane as far as shutting down, like I said, Limbo, Death Domain, Flooded. Really good. Most of the time, you're going to benefit from having the Hawk. And then the Bear could be nice as like a mini Legion in some situations. Obviously, cards that are going to give us cards back like Moon Girl or Cable, Mirage, Agent 13, they all help, obviously, our Loki, but also, even more importantly, our Collector is going to be boosted up just in case we don't get our reliable Loki pull. Sometimes playing Cable or Mirage early also helps to tell us if we even want to Loki or we simply want to use him for Collector power. Like if they have a deck, I don't know, discard, and it just doesn't look that great, then hey, good news. You can just boost up your Collector like crazy and save on to the cards and maybe utilize some of the other options that you already have. My boy, Agent Coulson, is awesome. He's great, right? He's going to work with Quinjet Collector anyway. If you don't get Loki, oftentimes he's the other win condition. Your opponent has no freaking clue what you have to play, and he's just a good card to have with Devil Dinosaur. And again, all the other cards that are going to synergize with Loki. This is definitely a pretty important card in most of your builds. Beast is going to unlock a completely different way to play the card. Allows you to manipulate Snow Guard and Coulson and Angela and Kitty Pryde. A lot of cards there. Love the Beast build in my testing. And then, of course, guys, like Devil Dinosaur, right? Like, you have to have a closer in some cases. If you can get him after playing Loki, great. If not, you can boost him up with Snow Guard, Agent Coulson, Cable, whatever you have in the deck. And then America Chavez. Pretty damn important. I probably would not pull her from these Loki decks. She just helps the consistency of an all-in Loki card, right? You know, Loki could be plug and play, but the decks we're focusing on today is more of like trying to get accomplished what he does, or we go with like the Agent Coulson Collector route, in which case you want Collector early with your America Chavez. Now, if you want to counter Loki, these are the haters of the card. Maybe you're going into a lot of mirror matches, or you just run into this card a ton. What is the best way to deal with a Loki? Now, obviously, Triple M Mobius is going to be the best way to counter him, and naturally was built to go against Loki. So right now, enjoy him while you can to the fullest degree. But these cards here, anything that slows down Loki, things like Iceman, obviously, a well-placed Cosmo can just end the Loki altogether. Shadow King can get rid of the Collector like we talked about earlier. Now, Black Widow I love as a counter. It's either terrible or amazing against Loki. If they don't have Loki, they're screwed. Widow Bite stops the draw. Agent Coulson, it just messes up what they're trying to get accomplished. You do build up the Collector like a little bit, and they can have another card to then Loki. But oftentimes the risk isn't that bad, and it works out. You know, stopping the draw just completely paralyzes this deck in terms of like a mirror match. Obviously, if they don't have Loki, then they're screwed, and this deck is designed for that, right? Or Collector. And so Yondu, Cable, both of these good to steal cards, maybe even Mantis, as bad as she is. Debris, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin. This deck needs itself some location. Hell, I didn't put Professor X, but he deserves to be on here too. Just flooding the lane so they can't even play these energy-reducing cards is probably the way to go. Right now, a lot of these meta decks need space, right? Boosted Patriot, which is going to slow down, but the movement deck, and then now Loki, they need a lot of play to get all these cards out that they just got the energy reduction. So Clog is definitely going to feel a lot better nowadays than it did in the past. And then lastly, guys, High Evo. He does not copy High Evo's cards with these special abilities. And so oftentimes you're going to give these Lokis a completely dead hand. Now, Collector allows them to have crazy power anyway, but it does feel pretty good that you have all these cards to counteract what they're doing, and they just got like a Misty Knight with no Patriot. I'm going to show you guys the kind of main deck that you want to build so that you can, you know, put your own choices in there. I'll have flexible options, and then I'll give you guys, in my opinion, the best performing ones that I've tested at the moment. And we start with the flexible build here, and these are going to be the core cards you want in your Loki deck. Again, obviously, Quinjet, Collector, absolute staples, the best cards to go with Loki. Snow Guard, if you do have her, and if not, guys, the Agent Coulson and Moon Girl usually is a smart way to go. Just getting that discount on the Quinjet is just going to all marry well together. If you have Mirage, I like including her. I think she is probably one of the better cards and edges out Cable a little bit, but Cable is a nice flexible option in that space. And then, of course, America Chavez to help thin down the deck. Kind of looks like there's a lot of flexible options, right? That's because there is. There's a lot of different ways to play Loki. Just make sure you have some tech cards in there. Angela and Kitty Pryde are just a lethal combo that makes sense to pair with Collector, so you can definitely have them in here. You don't have to have them in all decks. I certainly don't, but it does feel good to have that as an option. Armor and Sentinel. These kind of cards are obviously great to kind of build up your Loki and your momentum and your presence on the board. And honestly, that's kind of it as far as flexible options go. There's a lot of ways to build these decks. Let's go and look at how we put them all together and what that does look like. Now, all these play a little bit different, but they have the same goal and obviously some of the main key synergies. And we're going to start with the best name by far, and that is LoKitty. If you see what I did there, is just going to capitalize on the best synergies in the game right now. Kitty Pryde Angela gives you a win condition. Collector, we've already talked about him. He's insane. And then we have these other cards that are going to help boost our hand up, play them at discounted rates with the Quinjet. This felt insanely strong at the moment. We also have a tech spot that can be flexible as well. Things like armor can go there. You can have Shang-Chi, although that does give the opponent the chance to go ahead and use that against you if they have Loki. Armor feels great because you slap it down on something like your Collector, or of course you can go the Devil Dinosaur route. As said before, you can go Cable for Mirage, you can go ahead and go with something like Scarlet Witch instead of Sentinel, but this is the main build focused on having Kitty Pryde, Angela, Collector, and Loki. Alright guys, moving right along, we have a great version of the deck called Agents of Loki, and this is kind of a homebrew I've put together from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. deck, and this is kind of my favorite cheap version, but also just as good performing Devil Dinosaur build. And why I like it is because we don't have really any cards in here that are hard to get outside of Loki himself. I mean, it's a pretty bare bones deck, a lot of pull 3 cards, tons of focus on Devil Dinosaur as that win condition, and then of course you have the Moon Girl. Now, didn't talk about it all too much, but the thing with Moon Girl is you want to obviously prioritize getting the Collector out there when you can, Quinjet, but with Moon Girl, you want to try to copy Loki, right? And you don't want to play Loki right away. Instead, you want to get Devil Dinosaur out there, and then you can double up the Loki on turn 6. You have Devil Dinosaur, your hand is full, and then your Collector is going to approximately 1 billion power, and you get the 10 power from the Lokis. Usually these Lokis are also discounted from Quinjets, and so you can get maybe a Sentinel out there. You can protect your cards with Cosmo. There's a lot of different things built into this package, and it's played incredibly well for the cards in it. So last but not least, we have from the infamous line on Thor from Loki himself, Get Help, and that's obviously inspired by having help from cards around you and calling more cards to join your deck in your hand as you just flood and go all in on the Zeus style build. So we have Blue Marvel here, obviously Iron Lad. We have Sarah as kind of like a fallback if things don't go our way, or to have even more discounts on top of the Loki. And then clearly we just have the good, package of the Flex cards, Collector, Mirage, and then obviously we have our Agents, Sentinel, and so on. And so, if you guys typically watch my content, I do a gold conquest to showcase the deck that we talk about. But today, given that it's the beginning of the season, and Loki really shines by exploiting your opponent's deck and using it against them, I want to see a wider variation of these decks. And so I'm going to show you guys some highlight runs on my way up to Infinite on my climb here on day 1. That was a cool way to show Loki out, and we're going to use a couple of decks, most of them the same, obviously going to be highlighting him with Collector, stealing cards, grabbing cards, and all the decks we showed already. So let's go ahead and hop in, and these are going to be some of the highlight rounds as we make our way up. Triple D, the Domino Avatar. And we have a kind of cool opening hand. I like the Snow Guard buff here to help us get some draw into Gamma Lab if we want. We have Super Flow as well. This is going to be a good game, I can already tell. All right, Kitty Pryde. We're definitely going to armor our Hulks once we get them. And so probably the play here, I don't mind Mirage. We can go with Kitty Pryde too. All right, we're going to destroy deck. I think I might snap on this guy, man. Ooh, that does help him a bit. It helps him a bit. We have to leave one space open, too, for the armor. We don't want to max this out. Let's go ahead and get the bear down and then play Kitty Pryde middle. Right? We don't want to risk the Quinjet yet. Kind of an awkward play. But this is the one we're going to go with. We really don't need the Super Flow if we get Loki. I forgot to snap as well.
Set, bub.
Oh yeah, this guy's done. This is the fastest snap I'll ever do. All right. Well, yeah, I feel pretty good, guys. Feel pretty good. We don't have the Loki, yeah, but this is a discard deck now, so they'll not destroy, right? Now that we've seen the rest of his hand, so feeling pretty confident here. We can go with the double Quinjets, double Kitty Prides. You know, hopefully we can pull Loki now. The Kitty Pride is going to somewhat be a little bit dangerous. And he is going to build up an APOC for Sinister London. Gonna be fat, but we do have, what, 39 advantage on that side. Now, we have to win 2 locations, though, yeah? So we have to be smart with what we decide to do here. All right, we got Collector. Not bad. Not bad, but we're not going to get Loki. That's the problem. So it's almost better to go... Oh, yeah, this is what we're doing. We're going to play Devil Dino, and then we're going to play Snow Guard, the Hawk here, to disable Sinister London. That's where he plans on winning. But we simply just play this, and it's only going to play APOC over on Sinister London. So he thinks he's about to have a double play of APOC, and it's about to be the best day of his entire life. In reality, we're taking, sadly, at least 4 cubes, maybe more if he feels uber confident, right? We kind of want to keep our hand size semi-full, right? So we just allow this thing to do its thing naturally, right? At least we keep 4 on the devil here. Either way, this guy's got no freaking clue that we're about to disable the locations here. I should have done the other kitty, by the way. Don't know what I was doing. Oh, good. It's just 1 power. If we lose by 1, I quit. Dude, I think Snow Guard's so good now. It's crazy. Like, look at that.
Victory.
Such an easy play to accomplish and such a cool way to play. I can't wait for more people to get this card when the spotlight comes out, man. And I use this one way more than the bear, but they're both pretty good. Loki in the opening hand. We have a little Collector, Mirage, Scarlet Witch for the Magic decks. That's why I have her in this build. Pretty good opening hand, if I do say so myself. We have X-Mansion for the second location, and we're definitely going to throw Collector in here. Now, one thing to kind of look out for in Loki decks is space. You definitely need the space for Loki and his energy reduction of cards. And then also just the different locations that can affect that. Now, Loki can trigger multiple times. It's not like Mr. Negative. It's going to help your Collector double the amount, right? So we could definitely throw him down now. And this is going to be a big takeaway from the video, because I want you guys to see when I'm playing Loki, when I'm not. It's going to be a little weird, because what we're going to try to do here is we can either go double Quinjet and then get rid of Sinister London, completely screw him up if he's going to try to go double. Or what we do is we go with Quinjet double for the double discount, and then we go with 2 Mirage. Now, that's going to really constrict us space-wise, but I think it's worth it. I think it's going to be fun, and we're going to go that route. Now, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do the Mirage play if we get a good enough card. 2 1/6s is extremely spicy. However, we can't do that, right? Because if we need the space, Mysterio is going to be awful. And you gotta love RNG, man. Gotta love RNG. We really filled ourselves out early. So whatever we end up doing at this location won't go into the other one, right? So we actually could play our Mysterios here if we wanted to. We can continue to build Coulsons if we want to go that route. Probably what I'll do is, because it goes left to right, we can get 2 Lokis. And I kind of like that. I think it's kind of fun. Or we can go with the Agent Coulson and kind of just see what we get. We don't want to fill ourselves out too early. And I think that's the route we're going to go. So let's go and go Agent Coulson. The Moon Girl's tempting too. I don't know. There's a lot I want to do here, but we'll go with Coulson. Yeah, so this guy's filling out early too. That's the good news. He's playing a little wacky, and we've reached an impasse. So we don't really want to do much anything right here outside of Loki. Just get our cards cloned. Get our Collector up to just ridiculous numbers, right? And then we'll see what card we want to double up from his collection. Now, he doesn't have a lot going for it. He doesn't have a lot of space either. So we're actually going to go ahead and snap. I think we're going to be a little bit smarter in our play line to end up at least getting a 2-cuber unless he retreats here. Collector's going to go up. We got ourselves Shang-Chi, and probably what this guy is trying to do, which is very smart, is he's telling himself, well, I'm going to just Shang-Chi whatever I do. So this Collector is probably toast, right? We can accept that fate. And I would expect 2 Shang-Chis to go back-to-back. Probably. Maybe not, but that's the most likely case. We have to be kind of careful now because of that. So we're just going to make like a powerful hit monkey. I think that's going to be the goal. I think that's the best possible route that we can go power-wise here. Because he's just going to Shang-Chi whatever else I do, and we're going to keep this under that 8 power. That's going to be the most important thing, because this Collector is definitely dead. Oh, I forgot it repeats in power. That's brutal. Here's the Shang-Chi. Oh boy. Is this over 3 power? It's got to be, yeah? It's probably Mysterio, but did he put it in the right spot? Would you look at that? So we narrowly beat that one. That was a super tight game.
Victory.
And I think it's a great way to kind of show you that, hey, the board space is going to matter. Something like Sinister London really occupies the board space. And so you have to be careful because you want to play a lot or you want to do the Chavez play. But obviously this guy, we got his Shang-Chi, so we know he's going to try to Shang-Chi us most likely. We got to assume that's in his deck. All right, next battle up, we have Baxter building, and we start with the Kitty Pryde. We start with the Loki. Things are looking pretty damn good. So if you have Kitty Pryde, you're obviously going to be wanting to play her at the same turn as Loki, so you keep the power that you've built up. We're going to obviously want to get Snow Guard out there for the extra power, and things are looking pretty good as far as our starting hand. Now, snapping now is probably a no-brainer. I mean, we're at the point, Collector could go on Wakanda, but we do have an armor in the deck. This is just such a powerful opening hand that I'm not really worried about it. Oh yeah, we're definitely taking that Jeff too. I love when they play their cards, guys, because you get to just see what they're playing, and then you get those cards later on. It's fantastic. Agent Coulson is spicy. We're not really building up our Kitty Pryde, but I like this. This is going to give us the biggest chance to really power up our cards to get Loki out there. And then next turn, we can do Snow Guard then Loki or Kitty Pryde then Loki. Ooh, Jean Grey. All right, solid. Agent Coulson gave us some dumpster fires. We don't want to play those cards. We're obviously going to go play Snow Guard now, play Loki right side, build up the power. He's going to rely on the Jeff. Hopefully, we just take the Jeff. And then we're going to now switch out pretty much a full hand, right? 7 cards maxed out pretty easily with the Snow Guard, which makes it a perfect play with Loki on turn 4. And that's why the deck's so great. We've got Kitty Pryde. We also have Snow Guard combined with Loki. Gives us 2 turns to play out the powerful discounts. We're good to go. Here's the full switch. Watch this Collector, man. So crazy. So absolutely crazy. So we can see this guy's deck too. And I'll be honest, don't know what the hell he's playing. He's got a lot of interesting cards here. And I don't know if he's planning on hiding the invisible. It's like a control deck with Valkyrie. Okay. I respect it. We do need to be able to get over to this side. And so let's look at our options. We didn't get a Jeff, unfortunately. So I think we just go Snow Guard to play the 0 cost, right? And then, dude, we can just play this. So we're going to just seal this off. Dude, this is a game. This guy's going to retreat. We're just going to seal off the left side, and then he can't do much of anything here. There's that. Beautiful. And, yeah, he's got a lot of power to make up. He's already maxed out the middle lane. Oh, man. It's tough for this guy. So, victory. Great example. Took cards from him, right, and used it against him. So, worked out really well for us. And that is just poking Loki play at its best. Alrighty, next match, we have a White Hot Room. Obviously, very good location for a Loki deck. And also going to be crazy because our discounts are going to be so whacked out. This guy clearly has a Loki deck too, so the mirror matches are in full effect. This is where I kind of like Cable because we can try to steal that Loki. We're going to get the Collector down now. go ahead and make sure that we get some power going with our cable. And then probably best case scenario here is to go ahead and change this location and not let him get the effect. He could easily put 2 cards here on turn 3. So we do have to keep that in mind. We're both playing Loki at this point, so I don't really care about the max energy. I'm going to be honest. I think I'm okay. I think I'm fine with him doing the white hot room if needed. Okay, so we've got Agent Coulson mid. Let's go ahead now. We can Loki right now, but I think I'm going to go in Scarlet Witch. And we're going to Cable. And then we're going to Loki on turn 5. We don't want him to have the ability to play Onslaught so crazy. He's running out of space either way. So we're going to try to steal Hot Room now. Don't have to get a lot of power there. Even if he plays Collector, we've got our own down for safety. We're just stealing each other's cards like absolute wild men. All right, so we're going to obviously just do this pretty easy. We're going to go Snow Guard left side, Loki middle, because it's going to go there either way. We're going to get 2 cards. We're going to Loki them all, and we don't get our Chavez. But this is going to win the left side for us. And at this point, we have a good shot to get his Loki. So we can do this all over again. And then we just need to win one of the other sides, right? Pretty hot. We got a Collector. We did not get a Loki, which can be tough because if he gets one of our Lokis here, he's going to end up winning the left side. And I'll be honest, our luck there was pretty bad to not get a Loki. He's not snapping, which makes me feel like he didn't. Why aren't you playing that? There we go. We're going to throw down all of our cards that feed the Collector. Just straight up go with the Zabu points here. Probably should have stacked higher on one specific lane, but screw it. It's only for 2 cubes. We're going to go crazy. He's got the same play. Look at this. Oh my god, he didn't get another Loki, but he did get a Moon Girl, but we're gonna steal the win here. Because we have like what, 1 billion cards. We are gonna win the right side, luckily, and we're gonna be pumping enough power over there to the left. Kind of crazy that neither of us got a Loki from the other opponent or just more collectors to feed off of. But there we go. We won victory narrowly and took the crown. Alrighty, we have False as our next opponent, and we got TVA. Now, guys, I kid you not, I want to snap. I'm gonna show this whether he leaves or not. You need 100%, 200% snap in this hand with TVA. Loki is the most busted card thematically with TVA in the game. It's absolutely ridiculous. We're gonna go Quinjet, then we're gonna go Snow Guard, Agent 13. He's out of here. Victory. You could have argued that I could have waited, but in that kind of a scenario, I think it's just a no-brainer. Like, you know what? I'll take the free cube and not waste my time. But we could have Quinjet, then get the double Snow Card cards, then get the Loki play down. We have discounted big cards at that point, and there's no way he can keep up with the power. So sadly, we had the bot games going into the 90s, but either way, Triskelion coming up first is not great, considering we don't have Loki on us. It could be pretty bad, especially if this guy has like a Quinjet. He goes with Nova, which we're completely fine with. And we actually got to go Psylocke. We can't go Mirage. We don't want to continue to fill out our hand, right? Here we got Snow Guard. That's a little bit better. And then Titan. Okay, we're back. We had short technical difficulties there. My recording thing was freaking out. You missed something big, though. We Mirage right after he killed this Deadpool to get a 14 power Deadpool. And we top decked our Loki. So when I say you missed something big, you missed something massive. And I'm here for it. This was killer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna snap, because the Loki taking death and taking this destroy package is gonna be filthy. We can get null discounted. We can get death. That's insane. I can't believe we got a 14 power Deadpool. All right, he goes Magneto. Interesting choice, but I guess it's just going pure power there. And bam. So we did get our null. And the Titan's out there. So we also have a 4-cost null, even better. which means we can go null into... Yo, this is great. I think we go null here, go Bucky, and go Carnage. That's going to give us the most power if I had to guess. Yeah, this was great. We're going to win that left side. Wow, I won. What a game. Victory. What an absolute wild game. I'm telling you, like, when we get further away from Loki being out, guys, he's going to be even better, right? Because we're able to copy decks like this, and Loki's not just crawling everywhere in Snap, right? So we're up to 94. We're cruising, guys. We're going to be going 30 ranks in a day at Snap Fu. I don't think I know what that is. All right, we have Devil, Angela, Snowguard, and Agent Coulson. It doesn't hurt us to go Snowguard now, but at the same time, it's just going to throw one of these down on Sakaar, so we might as well see which one we get. We got Agent Coulson. We got A-Bomb. Oh, dude, let's hope we get Loki. We have a great hand for Loki. Cool. Let's go and get Angela down here. We could Snowguard and reactivate Sakaar if that's going to be beneficial for us. We also have an Enchantress, and we're potentially playing a Sarah deck.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
Oh my god, we got his Loki. Oh my sweet goodness. Okay. Let's play the Quinjet down. Oh my god, you don't want to do that. I took your Loki, man. I don't... All right, we're going to do it, guys. We're going to build up our Angela. We're going to get our Loki here. He's going Angela, so... he took my snow card. This SOB. So we don't want to top deck Loki here, obviously, right? Not at all. In fact, we can't. Perfect, because we're going to get the kitty back. It makes it 7. It's not perfect. Probably could have been better there, but at least we can go and throw this down. And then we can reactivate one of these if we want to. But I don't think we need to. I think we just play the Kitty Pride down. Gives us one less card, though, right? So do we want to do that? Do we just let all these die? He has a Loki. We don't have Collector yet. There's a lot of things to think about, but I'm just going to kill them all. He's going to play Loki too. We know that's coming. So we got a Collector. Oh my god, this is going to be so insane, guys. Okay, so let's go Collector middle. Legion to make us put a card down here and one here. And then we go Coulson. Wait a second. We're close. We're close. This is almost what we want to do. We want to go Collector, Legion, Kitty, Agent. And it wouldn't be bad to do Bishop because we have so much going on. But this is going to screw him. He's going to get free plays out of this. But he's not going to want to, is what I'm trying to say. Like, we're picking where we put our cards. He's not. So I think this is actually going to mess him up. He did leave the right lane free, which is semi-good for him. Okay. Nice. Touche. Oh, yo, this bit us in the butt here. After this turn, put a card down. Oh, is this one of those that don't... Does the card not reactivate? I guess not, huh? That's stupid of me. I should have known that. I definitely... I'm better than that, guys. I guess not. But probably not better than that. All right, we have Moon Girl. So I think what we do is we simply play down as many cards as we possibly can plus Moon Girl, right? So I think we go with this. It's not bad. It's not great. It definitely gets the job done, though. I like this. We're putting a lot of power on the right side. We're putting a lot of power in the middle. We could end up boosting the left side if he doesn't do enough cards. Probably not. Oh, it's going to be tight, guys. Oh, it's going to be tight. Okay. Bam. Yo, we got it. Oh my god, let's go. That was huge. That was so close, too. That was such a chaotic... Look at this.
Victory.
I'm not gonna lie. I play a lot of Snap, and it's been a hot minute. That was with a big mistake of the Sakaar thing. I could have sworn I'm over here teaching a guide on how to play Snow Guard, and I swear I thought Sakaar is one of those locations that worked with Legion and possibly Snow Guard. I guess not. I thought I've seen that before. Maybe it was on the turn that Sakaar showed. I think that's what it was. Either way, absolutely crazy. That's going to take us up to 95. That's also going to end today's video. I have a lot of Loki stuff planned. I think I'm going to do some stuff for members of Loki content so I don't oversaturate my channel with now my favorite card. But hopefully you guys learned at least the basics of how to run him today. And really, guys, just play him. Get used to how it works with the board. Used to playing different combos, taking people's decks. There's a lot of things to kind of take into consideration. But all I know is we've got ourselves an absolute awesome Season Pass card. Want to thank you guys for hanging out today and choosing my channel to watch your Marvel Snap content. Anyway, guys, appreciate you. And until the next one, happy snapping.